guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday. And this is normally where we do a 5x5, where I take 5 questions or 5 subjects related to magic. I spend 5 minutes talking about each subject and then I move on to the next one. I'm giving the 5x5 a rest for 1 week. It will be back next week. We're already starting to plan our festive Christmas content. I'm giving it a rest for a week. It'll be back next week. And the reason is I want to kind of talk to you about something else. And in my head, I've got this video kind of titled The Secrets of My Success, which sounds ridiculous because, you know, although I've done pretty well for myself, I'm not the most successful magician in the world. I've never headlined Vegas, nor will I ever. I've never really been on TV. And, you know, so it's kind of like, why is it the secrets of my success? Well, the reason is I've done pretty well in the field that I've wanted to kind of perform in. I've done really well building up a business. I've done really well as a creator of magic. I've done really well as a performer and getting gigs for myself and for other people. And that's why I started Magic TV, right? I started Magic TV to try and take 30 years plus of experience and dish it out to everybody for free, you know, with no strings attached. And that's what Magic TV is all about. So that's what I kind of mean by secrets of my success. I kind of mean I've done really well in this industry. This is kind of a guide as to how I've done what I've done. But I'm kind of more specific. I've done lots of videos on business advice, on how to get more gigs, lead generation. It's not about business advice. This is specifically about being a creator, okay? This is about specifically carving out a niche for yourself as a creator in the magic industry, which I think I've done quite well. As you all know, and without actually getting into it too much, I left the community many, many years ago with my tail tucked between my legs. You know, everybody, I've spoken about Red many, many times. I don't need to speak about it again. But, you know, I never planned on coming back. And I did come back in kind of 2020, 2021. I came back. And since then, I've done really well. I've got numerous projects that have come out. They've all done really well from a sales point of view. Penguin Magic Creator of the Year 2 years in a row. Alakazam 3 years in a row. Magic Cafe 2 years in a row. Best-selling tricks all across the board. And there's a lot of hype behind a lot of my releases. I've been invited to perform and host lots of other people's projects. I've flown over the world, you know, filming magic products for various different companies, which is quite good when you consider I didn't start from nothing. I started from a negative position because I started coming back into the company as somebody who got booted out, in community, as somebody who got booted out of the community a decade before for ripping off somebody else's trick. And a lot of people kind of ask me the same question. They say, how did you manage to do that? And I was planning on doing a video about that. And then a couple of things happened over the last couple of days that made me kind of realise, yeah, now is the time to do it. Now, this is not a video about, oh, Craig gets hate all of the time. You know, I've done videos in the past where I've addressed haters' comments, and I've done entire videos about answering haters' questions. That's not what this video is about, but I want you to understand why I'm making this video. It's because of a couple of pieces of feedback or a couple of things that a comment on YouTube and an email that I got yesterday that kind of made me realise actually now is the right time to do this video. And I've got these comments here. I've got this video. I've got the YouTube comment and the email here. To be clear, I get a lot of hate, and I'm good with it. Like literally. If I made a video every single time somebody sent me a negative email or a negative message or something, I'd probably be doing, no joking, I'd probably be doing 10 to 15 videos a day. And I'm really not kidding. Then if I throw the amount of time somebody slags Ryland off to me, you could probably double that. I'd probably say maybe 20 or 30 pieces of correspondence a day. It would be a full-time job to address all of them on YouTube. I tell you this because I know that somebody's going to say in the comments, you shouldn't let them live rent-free in your head. You shouldn't allow people to negatively impact you. And I don't. I'm going to tell you about these 2 comments, but just because that was the catalyst for making the video that I want to make. It's not about me going, oh, look at what people say about me, because honestly, these 2 are actually not that bad. People say a hell of a lot worse and regularly do say a hell of a lot worse. You know, this is not a, oh, feel sorry for me, pity me, I get lots of negative hate. I've kind of grown to terms that when you put yourself out there as much as I do, you're going to get a certain amount of negativity. What these two are specifically about, and it varies when I get various emails and messages. These two are about me ripping off the magic community, or this is about me lying to the magic community. You hear people talking about this from time to time. Craig is a member of the Magic Mafia. Craig heads up the Magic Mafia. Craig Craig runs Murphy's Magic. Craig runs Penguin Magic. Craig lies, manipulates, and bullies to become an industry leader. All these various different things, which could be further from the truth. If that was the case, I'm going about it the wrong way, because the amount of content that I put up for free, I'm absolutely going about this the wrong way. It would be so much easier if I didn't actually do half the stuff that I'm doing. That's probably the only piece of stuff that gets to me, because it's flying exactly in the opposite of what I'm doing. And these two came up, and you get probably 5 or 6 of these a week, but two came within a couple of hours of each other, and it made me realise, actually, I'm going to talk about this subject. I'm going to talk about what they said, because their perceptions are completely wrong, because they're both about what I've done to get ahead in the magic community, and in reality, what I have done and what you can do as well. I want to give you kind of blueprints of how to be a successful creator in this industry, okay? So the first email, and they're always like this, to be honest. A lot of the time when I get an email, no, not all the time, or not a lot of the time, all the time, whenever I get an email from somebody, and it's a lot, it's always from a fake email address. Either they've gone to the trouble of setting up a fake email address, or they've filled in a contact form on my website and they've just put a fake email address on there. You never know who these people are. They never have the balls, excuse me, to actually say who they actually are. They literally just fake it. And this person has done what a lot of people do. They've sent an email through anonymous mail. Now, if you don't know what anonymous mail is, I didn't know what it was up until a couple of years ago, and I get so many of these, I should get royalties from anonymous. Basically, you can send an email and make up an email. It comes from no reply at anonymous dot whatever it is. And it's a fake email, basically, that you can send without having to set up a fake email address. So there you go. People who don't like me, that want to send me a fake email, don't bother making one up with Google. It takes too long. Just use anonymous mail. Anyway, this guy sent this. It's frustrating because I can't reply to them. But anyway, he said, this is kind of interesting, because the perception of people as to what I do is just really ridiculous. So this is about a trick I put up on a Magic Live that also went up on the Net Tricks about a week and a half ago. And I called it the Boomless Box A-Can. And if you don't know what it was a 2-deck trick. There's numbers on the cards, and they use the one deck with the numbers on the cards to generate a card in a position, and then it's at that card in the position in the other deck that's handed out to a spectator in the beginning. It's called Boomless Box because it was kind of part of my thinking when I came up with the Boombox A-Can, which was published, I think, 4 years ago, 2021, maybe 4 years ago. Andrew Niner's amazing trick. Anyway, this guy comes in and doesn't give me his name, and he says, I can't understand the logic. You bitch and complain about piracy and people stealing tricks, and now you're doing the exact same. The new A-Can you just uploaded, you stole from the Gaft Academy and Steve Turipu, and they're showing this completely free how to do this on their channel. And he gives me a link to a couple of videos of these guys basically teaching a very similar A-Can, very, very similar. And he said, you've decided to come along and take the same trick and now put it behind a paywall. How low down filthy do you need to be? Now, it then goes into, I'll quickly give you a synopsis because it's like 4 pages long. You're a complete scumbag con artist. The amount you're charging to access some magic tricks per month. Here's an idea, get a proper job instead of trying to live off hobbyists. Run 4 companies. I'm doing okay. Who only try to learn new things. Do you really think people can afford what you're charging a month? Looking at my subscription rate. Yep. How do you sleep at night knowing you're a low-down dirty thief? Pretty well. Stealing something that's free to learn online and putting it behind a paywall as if it's your own is just the worst low-down scummy thing I've ever seen anyone do. I guess I don't expect anything more from a mush-mouthed, bald, cross-eyed, ugly motherfucker. Oh, ugliest motherfucker I've seen. I bet all the other 500 tricks that you've ever published are also stolen. Then you have to make the nerve to make a video the other month moaning about people stealing other people's work. How much of a hypocrite can you be? Seriously. I love how when people send me emails, they can reference all of my videos. It's hilarious that people watch everything that I've ever done. If blah, 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 you're selling stuff that's not yours, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, this is the best one. But yet it's fine for you to do the same thing to others. You, sir, are one amazing human. People like you and what you're doing is seriously what's wrong with the world. Steal other people's work, like the ACAN that they freely put up on YouTube and make money from it, boast about it, and then moan about piracy. I have to go to the moan about piracy. Haha, then use I'm actually wondering if you're honestly mentally disabled in some way. So if you are a retard, like a real disabled individual, then please ignore this email. I'm sorry. But if you're not mentally ill or disabled or retarded, then you should be completely ashamed of what you're doing, selling other people's work that they are giving away for free. That's low for you. And that's even saying something. So I looked at the two YouTube links, and both of them teach a trick that is almost identical to the Boomless box. And I looked at the timestamp on those videos, and one was uploaded 3 weeks ago, and the other one was uploaded 5 weeks ago. And mine went on the Netrix a week ago, and it went on Magic TV a week ago. Craig's stolen the ACAN. Other than one thing, which is the Boomless box ACAN was originally published 3.5 years ago on Forecast, which came out through the 1914. I put out the Forecast through the 1914, and the routine with the playing cards and with numbers on the cards, I can't remember if that came first or if the Boombox version came first. The Boombox version involved a switch. The one that I put in Forecast didn't involve a switch. It involved the fact that you were working with a memorized deck, even though you didn't need to use a memorized deck. But the one went on Boombox, which was about 4 years ago. The other one went on Forecast, which was about 3.5 years ago. And a lot of people were wanting me to put on the Netrix other ACANs or other material using memdecks that would help people kind of get into memdeck magic. And so what I did is I took one of my favourite routines from Forecast, which is the ACAN that this guy's talking about, and I put it up on the Netrix and on Magic TV. So in actual fact, if the method is very, very similar to the trick that I posted a week ago, then they stole it off me because I published 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago. And anybody that's got Forecast will tell you that. And if you haven't, just go Google Forecast review, because one reviewer actually did a performance of this very trick. Or go and buy it and you'll see it on there. So here's the thing. This guy sends me a 4-page email calling me every name under the sun: retarded, stupid, a liar, a thief, someone who should get a proper job, someone who's ugly, cross-eyed motherfucker. All of this stuff because he's seen a trick that I've uploaded and done no research at all, seen that somebody else has put a trick up 3 weeks ago that is nearly identical, and assumed I've ripped it off, rather than doing research or at least saying to me or saying to them, hey, is this a rip? And in actual fact, this was published 4 years ago. So if anybody's ripping off anybody, they're ripping off me. Get that in your head, dude. They're ripping off me. But here's the problem with the community. You make, and I say you because you obviously watch my videos, man. You're referencing 3 or 4 videos. So I know you're going to be watching this. And I know that you're so pathetic that you have to use a fake email generator to actually email me because you don't want me to know who you are. But here's the thing, buddy. This is what you need to understand. I published this trick 4 years ago. 4 years ago I published this trick. They're ripping me off. And yet you come at me without doing any research. And this is the problem with the industry. The problem is, and this is why I kind of have made videos in the past, when people go, Craig's a bully, Craig's this, Craig's that, somebody will hear it and not do their research and assume that's the case. And this guy is the perfect example. He's got his knickers in a knot because he thinks I've ripped off a trick because his favourite YouTube channel uploaded it 3 or 4 weeks ago, not knowing that I uploaded it 4 years ago to a project with the 1914. You can go fact check that if you want to. And it's frustrating because they think, you say, here's an idea, get a proper job instead of making a living on hobbyists. who try to learn new things. This whole channel is set up for hobbyists. You get that right. You get that. This whole channel, I upload 20 odd videos a week. I am sitting here after being up till 4 o'clock in the morning working. I've got 2 gigs later on and I'm sitting here filming videos so that something goes up on Magic TV every single day. As promised. I've put free tutorials up online. I've put more advice videos than anybody else, and I do not charge a dime. Not a penny, not a cent, not a farthing, nothing. And yet you say that I'm ripping off hobbyists? There's nobody that does more for hobbyists than me. Go ask the Magic Alon Society when I did 2 lectures for them for free. Go and ask John Kipping when I did a lecture for free. Go and ask multiple different places where I'll come online for free. Or when people message me and ask for my advice, and I'll jump on Zoom and I'll help them take time out for free. And as for the net tricks being overpriced, there's 500 or 600 tricks on there, and there's more going up there every single week. And it's cheaper than the cheapest. It's the price of Destiny deal for an entire month to get access to everything, including business advice and theory. But the problem is, people like you, and this is the issue with YouTube. You reference YouTube accounts. Those guys on that YouTube account, they're the ones that ripped off my trick. But you look at that as okay. You know, people like you, honestly, I'm not the guy that rants anymore, so I'm not going to sit here and insult you. I just wish that people like you would understand that if you did a little bit of research, I'm not evil. It's just ridiculous that you think I am, which is why I'm making the video that I'm making. The second one that kind of prompted me to do this whole thing is a guy called, at least he's got a YouTube channel. I don't know if it's real or not, but it's Trey from Down Under. I think he's from Australia. And this is the other thing that made me kind of do this video, because Trey, this is hilarious. I have to put up with a lot of conspiracy theory stuff as well. So there's so many conspiracy theories about me. Like, as I mentioned it before, I run Penguin, I do this, I do that. I'm the magic mafia, I control magic, whatever it may be. So here's what Trey has to say. Are other magicians just selling Craig their tricks or paying him to slap his name on the title just so they'll sell more? Let's be honest, Craig Petty's a massive name in the magic community. He is a bloke who was once on the scene, got called out for ripping off a trick, got the boot, and then somehow made a comeback. Now it seems every other week he's dropping a new release and it's straight to the top of the charts. Craig will sit there on his high horse and say, I'm just creative. But I reckon there's more to this story. Someone grab a screenshot of this, because the truth will come out and you can all say that Trev told you. It's a bit sus, isn't it? The sheer volume of releases, always tied to the biggest, dodgiest, hype-driven magic websites around. Feels like there's no integrity in magic anymore, just chasing the almighty dollar. Right. Okay. This is the other conspiracy theory that comes up. I'm doing this, YouTube, for money. Let's have a look at my YouTube earnings, shall we? Let's have a look at my YouTube earnings. Here we go. Here's my YouTube earnings. You can screenshot that if you want to. This month, I made the pricely sum of £397. God, I'm so rich. If I wanted to chase the almighty dollar, I wouldn't be creating magic and sitting here uploading YouTube videos constantly 24/7. Why do people not get that? Right, let me give you a frame of reference, right? I just went and did a 1 hour, and I'm not saying this to show off. I'm not saying this to willy wave or anything like that. I got back from Penguin. The next day, I went and did a motivational speaking gig, which I do from time to time. I got paid $2.5 grand for that. Before I went away for Penguin, I did 2 days at a trade show. Paul Fowler was there. He was on a different stand. I got paid $2.5 grand each day. So I just made $7.5 grand from 3 gigs. Now, I went to Penguin. I went to Penguin to film 4 projects and the Christmas special. 2 of the projects weren't mine, 2 were mine, and 1 was a Christmas special. The 2 projects that aren't mine, I am not getting paid for at all. I'm doing it because I like helping out. We'll get to that later on. So, and the Christmas special, which took most of my time, I'm not getting paid for that either, because it's a free product. It's going up for free. I put an entirely new lecture together for free for everybody, because I wanted to give back to the community and I believe in what Penguin are doing. So, I went to Penguin, didn't get paid for being there at all, won't get paid for 70% of the stuff that I filmed. While I was away, I had to give away to team members or various other people 3 illusion shows, 1 motivational speaking gig, a trade show and a close-up job. Total cost about £8,000. If I had stayed here in the UK and just got out and performed, I would have made about £8,000. Fact. I didn't. Because I went to the States because I thought that was the right thing to do. If I was chasing the almighty dollar, I would be putting all of my attention and all of my focus on building my business. I would be spending more time in the business than I would filming videos, than I would creating magic. Because I'll tell you right now, my best-selling trick of all time, if I had 6 or 7 good gigs, that would earn me more than anything that I ever created. And I wouldn't have to put anywhere near as much time and effort and work in. I don't understand why people say that oh, Craig's just money driven. I'm really not. If I was, you wouldn't see me release another trick. And as for stuff coming out all the time, that's just said from people that don't understand this industry. I have no control over this. I film stuff all the time for other people, for myself. I never know where it's coming out. Last year, I had 2 tricks come out through Penguin Magic. I think it was Gatekeeper and there was one other, I can't remember. 2 tricks that came out last year through Penguin Magic. 2 and 2 only. This year, I've had like 7. I never know when they're coming out. Last year, I had about 7 Alakazam tricks. This year, I think I've had 2, maybe 3. You never know. You never know what's coming out, when it's coming out. You never know, right? You just never know. And as for being linked with the dodgiest, hype-driven magic websites, I work with Penguin Magic, I work with TCC, I work with 1914, I work with Vanishing Ink, I work with Murphy's Magic, I work with Alakazam. I work with Mark Bennett, Matthew Rice. How are these dodgy? These are like the main websites in magic. And yeah, they generate hype. But here's the thing you need to understand, Trev from Down Under. That's called marketing. I don't understand why magicians do this. Oh, hype is a bad thing. No, it's not. You know, if you're a magician and you're marketing your show, you're getting people excited about booking your show. You don't turn up to a wedding fair and go, just sit there on your phone. When people go over, you go, yeah, I'm all right. You sell yourself. That's what magic companies are doing. It's marketing. It's basically marketing 101. Hype is a good thing. It's how a business becomes successful. Anybody who says that, oh, hype-driven companies, you have no clue how this industry works or how business works in general. So I reply, and I just say, you're a bit of a conspiracy theorist. I actually say, park your tinfoil hat for a minute. I said, the reason why all my tricks sell well is, unlike most creators, I make myself very accessible to the magic community. I put out over 20 videos a week for free, giving people help and advice. So when I bring a trick out, people know me. They watch me every day. A lot of the times they want to support me because of how much I give to this community. I also work really hard. But it's easier to say there's some sort of conspiracy theory. So if you want to say that, go right ahead. And he comes back on. And says, I have no idea what you're talking about. No, he says, oh yeah, mate, I'm sure there's not a shred of dodginess behind all these releases. Even though you're clearly in cahoots with shady blokes and companies in the community. Just look at all the rubbish that's gone down over the last few years with your name and all your mates' names plastered all over it. Hyping stuff that turns out to be absolute bollocks, and you were the one driving 90% of it. Every single trick that I've bought out has been well received. The only one that you could argue was iffy was the Quantum deck. But even then, look at Penguin Magic, 70 reviews. It's very Marmite, mainly because of Luke Dancy telling people that it was unexaminable, which it wasn't. But it's still sold better than almost every single trick that Murphys have ever bought out. Being performed on national TV and being performed by people all over the world, my stuff is very well received. Here's the thing. If my stuff wasn't very well received, then I wouldn't continue to sell it. If all of my stuff was terrible and was hyped but then fell flat, why would people continue to buy it? We live in a very fickle industry. If somebody brings something out and it's not very good, you're only as good as your last trick. If I constantly bought out stuff that wasn't very good or hyped stuff out that didn't deserve the hype, then I wouldn't continue to sell my magic tricks. And as for hyping stuff, I do a review show and I get excited about tricks that I see that I like. I don't give special reviews to my mates. I even tell people when I know somebody or I've been given a trick for free, which nobody else does, but whatever. Here you go. You got a big head on your shoulders because the magic companies are kissing your ass for an audience, and let's be honest, for their profits, fair dinkum, mate, it's a bloody circus, though. Look, whatever. Here's the thing. You can conspiracy theory all you like, right? You can say that I'm the head of the magic mafia. You can say that I'm hyping up products. You can say that I'm the worst person in the world. You can say I'm ripping stuff off. That's fine. That's all well and good. Here's the thing. There is a very simple strategy that I have gone through, and I've got it written down here. If you want to be a successful creator, this is what you need to do. First of all, you need to have a thick skin, because if you become a successful creator, you're going to have idiots like you come at you constantly. I get it daily. And for years, I've wrestled with it, and now I'm good with it. Genuinely, I don't want people saying down in the comments, I really don't want people saying, just forget about it, mate. Just forget about it. Don't worry about it. They're jealous. That's not what this is about. I'm going through this stuff to give you a frame of reference. I don't care. I'm good. If I wasn't good, I'd be screaming and shouting right now, and I'm not. I'm fine. I've made good with it. But I want you to understand what I did. What I did to be one of the most well-known names in the magic industry, which I am. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm one of the most well-known names in the magic industry. Am I the best magician in the world? No. Tobias Dostal would perform rings around me. So would Mario Lopez, a bunch of other people. But I'm very, very good at what I do. I'm very good at what I do, and I've been performing for 30 years at a very high level. So I'm going to tell you what I did. First of all, number one, get a thick skin. You're going to need it because people are going to come at you constantly. The more successful you are, the more haters will come out of the woodwork. Number two, start right from day one at building a brand. Let people know who you are and what you do. My name is Craig Petty. My brand is Craig Petty Magic TV. Everything is designed to build a brand. It's how I built up my companies. It's how I've done everything in business. I started off with a brand. I built the brand. I made the brand recognizable, and then after making that brand recognizable, then I started building it and building it and building it. Magic TV is a brand. I am a brand. When people think about a review, a magic review or content on YouTube, a lot of the time they will go to Magic TV. Are there other YouTube channels? Yes. Are there other reviewers? Yes. Why does everybody think of Magic TV? Because we're constantly putting ourselves out there as the biggest and best YouTube channel in the world for magicians. Are we? No, I've got 22,000 subscribers, but we put a lot of effort into it and we shout about it from the rooftops. You have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, there's nobody else who's going to believe in you. So you have to believe in yourself. Number three, provide content for free. This is really, really important. You have to provide content for free. Why do you think that so many L&L magicians that were around in the old days, you don't really see or hear from them anymore? All these magicians that were around and have since disappeared because they come out of the woodwork to sell a product and then they disappear. And then they come out from the woodwork to sell a product and then they disappear. There are magicians that will come out, sell a product and then go. And you'll see them every 3 or 4 years on the lecture circuit. They'll pop out, they'll answer lots of questions when they've got a new trick to sell, and then they'll vanish. We are in a content-driven market. What does that mean? That means that the more content you put out, the more people will know who you are. New people are coming into magic all of the time. How are these new people going to learn about the magicians from the past if they're not around? They're not. But when new people come into magic, it's not going to take them long to get an answer somewhere on social media or Reddit or YouTube that they should be checking out content on Magic TV. Once they check out my content and they realise just how much content is online, they go down a rabbit warren. They see lots of the amount of times that people comment on an old video going, I'm new into magic and I've just found your channel and I'm binging everything. It's absolutely amazing. And as I put more content out, that becomes an even bigger thing. So, number 4, be everywhere. Make sure that you're everywhere. I joke with my friend Nemeth Phoenix about this. He's like, I see you constantly. I put on YouTube, you're on YouTube. I put on Spotify, you're on Spotify. I put on Facebook, you're on Facebook, or your son's on Facebook. There's always a Petty somewhere. You want to be everywhere. You want to be absolutely everywhere. Okay? And there's no real success beyond that other than hard work. How do you get everywhere? You're constantly producing content. You're constantly trying to answer questions. You're constantly jumping on Facebook. You're jumping on the Magic Cafe. Where your audience is, that's where you need to be. find your audience, find out where your audience hang out, and be there and be relatable and be the amount of times that I've jumped on a random Facebook page that people don't even know I'm a member of, and somebody's mentioned my name, and I've gone, hey, thanks very much, I appreciate it. And they've come back to me and said, oh my God, I didn't even know you were on this group. Thanks, I'm a big fan of yours. Little things like that make a big difference. Be everywhere, be visible. Let people know where you are so you can be seen everywhere. Number 5. You want to take 1 step backwards to take 2 steps forward. What I mean by that is I do a lot of free gigs. I do a lot of free things. I've just come back from Penguin Magic, the Christmas product, free. Nicholas Lawrence has just put out his Vanishing Card Case. I created the routines, I did the performances, I did the tutorial, I did everything. I did that for free. Didn't charge Penguin a penny. Same with Rich Relish, Easy Tones. Just had that come out through Murphy's. Didn't charge anybody a penny. Didn't want to. Alakazam, Bricked. Just Bricked come out with Drew Perry. Didn't charge anyone a penny. Didn't need to. The list goes on and on and on. I'm constantly helping people on their projects. Why? 2 reasons. 1, they're going to owe me a favour. And it's always nice to have somebody in this industry owe you a favour. Because if they owe you a favour, it's going to make things a lot easier for you. 2, you want to know how to be everywhere. Let's go back to that previous step. You want to know how to be everywhere. You get everywhere by being on everyone's product. You know, the amount of people have said, Craig, you're everywhere. A new product pops up and there's more than a likely chance that you're on it in some capacity. How come? Well, it's because I get a lot of people asking if I'll be on their product, and I can't say yes to everybody, but the ones that excite me, I say yes to, for that very simple reason. So, you take 1 step backwards. It's a step backwards, having to do all of that work for free, sitting there, creating the routines, having to go and film the tutorial, do the performances. But 1, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. And 2, I will just, there we go. I'll just switch this off because this is beeping very, very loudly. This needs to go off. How do I make this stop? There you go. Hang on.
There's nothing to stop here.
Oh.
Check if the device is on your home Wi-Fi.
I hate Siri. Right. It's a step backwards, from a time point of view, a time management point of view, working on lots of people's products. I enjoy doing it. It's fun for me. I enjoy the creative process, but taking that 1 step backwards means you're more visible, more people see where you are, you're constantly in the public eye, and people owe you favours, which is really good. Number 6, on the back of that, collaborate. I collaborate with a lot of magicians. Some magicians I'll just jump on their product and help them. Other magicians I'm going into it 50-50. It very much depends, but collaboration is good because then you're making yourself visible to their audience, right? So if I've got an audience and I collaborate with somebody, that collaboration is only going to be good for 2 reasons. 1, by collaborating with that person, they're going to be exposed to my audience. I'm going to be exposed to their audience. So there's going to be a whole bunch of new people that are big fans of theirs that will come in and see me. And you know what? I've had people say to me, after I've worked with somebody who they've admired, and have said, you know what? I've never checked out your stuff before. You've never been my cup of tea. But I saw you on this product, and you know what? I think you're great. And I really, I'm starting to really admire your work, and I've bought a load of your products, and it's like, oh, thank you very much. So, it's one of the reasons I went to the Vanishing Ink Masterclass, because I knew there were a lot of people on Vanishing Ink who'd never seen my stuff. Doing that Vanishing Ink Masterclass, the amount of people that say that they saw that masterclass and they were blown away, and off the back of it, they've carried on supporting my work. Make sure that you collaborate with as many companies as possible. Make sure you collaborate with as many people as possible, as many YouTubers as possible. Why do I go on? Why do I go on interviews for free? If somebody wants to interview me, I say yeah. It's because I know that there's going to be an audience that's going to watch that didn't necessarily know about me beforehand. So collaborate. Next, be eclectic. What I mean by that is I don't just put one piece of content up. When I create magic tricks, look at recently. I've just put up Cheetah Chips, which is poker chips. Before that, I did the Heroes and Villains deck, which was mind reading and magic with a deck of cards. Before that, it's coin magic. I've got a range of eclectic products out there. So there's something for everybody. There's a big crossover. Some people might know me for my coin magic, while other people might know me for my specialist decks, while other people might know me for my mentalism, other people might know me for my card magic. Different people know me for different things. Rather than niching into one little niche, I'm kind of everywhere. It's the same with the content on my channel. I don't just talk about tutorials. I don't just talk about reviews. I talk about how to help, how to become a better performer, how to do this type of gig, how to do that type of gig, how to get more work, how to generate more leads, how to do this, how to do that, how to do that. All of it is really important. And having that eclectic content out there means that I'm going to attract more people, as opposed to having a channel that's just about one thing. Which is, if I just had a channel that's just about coin magic, a lot of people wouldn't watch what I do. So try and have an eclectic channel. Next one, constantly be creating. Don't just stop. Don't just create something and then take a step back. My creative process is constantly going. Every single day, I'm working on something. Why do I bring so many magic tricks out? Why do so many tricks have me on them or have my name on them? It's because I'm constantly coming up with new ideas and new routines. I have this creative process that I've talked about on the channel before. I'm always creating, and it gives me something to do at gigs. I'm always trying new material out. But the more I'm creating, the more I'm actually going to be able to give to the community, whether that be through an online lecture, whether that be through a physical product, whether that be through a YouTube video. I'm always creating, and by creating, I don't just mean creating physical tricks, creating content on YouTube. This video is me creating. I sat down, I made a list of stuff that I felt might help people if they want to build up a brand as a creator or as somebody who's well known in the magic industry, and I'm giving you this information. That was me sitting there. It took me about an hour to put this list together. So creating doesn't necessarily mean creating a magic trick. It can be creating content designed to build your brand. You see, all of these different points, they kind of synergize together, if that makes sense. Next one, help many. This is taken from my mentor, Brad Burton. He always has this saying, help many, hurt few. I want to help as many people as I can. Can I get back to everybody's message? No. I try to get back to as many people as possible, but sometimes it's just not possible. But I will get back to as many people as I can, and I will try to help as many people as I can. Obviously, I have to help myself. I have businesses to run, and I am very, very busy, and I have a family I want to spend time with. But above and beyond that, I want to try and help as many people as possible. I want to have people out there that have that story about Craig Petty. Oh, he's a really nice guy. He did this for me. He did this for me. He did this for me. Now, counter that with the fact that you're going to have a lot of people that hate you and they think that I'm basically Satan or the devil incarnate. That's fine. But I want as many people as possible to know that that's not the real me. Next. This is really important. Be a joy to work with. Be an absolute joy to work with. This has been my raison d'etre since step one. In my business, I make sure that any gig that I go and do, I am an absolute joy to work with. I will over-deliver and under-promise every single step of the way. That's what I want to have happen with any company I work with. I want Penguin to know when I go and work with them, I am absolutely going to over-deliver. If they want me to work for 5 hours, I'm going to work for 10 hours. If they want me to create 10 tricks, I'm going to create 20. Then when I go to Murphy's or Alakazam or 1914 or Vanishing Ink or wherever the hell I'm going, I want them to have that same experience. I want them to know that I am going to over-deliver, under-promise. I'm going to be a joy to work with. I'm going to be super professional. I'm going to turn up and do everything that I'm saying I'm doing and more. Here's the thing. A lot of the time in this industry, it was Rob James on the Magic Circle website put a really interesting post up the other day. He actually said, people were asking him about how you get on the Christmas show. And he replied and said, one of the big factors is whether you've got a reputation of someone that's easy to work with. That's as important as it is being a good performer in many ways. And it's the same. Am I the greatest creator in the world? No, I'm definitely not. I know I'm not going to be considered the greatest creator of all time. But I want to be the person that's the easiest to work with, that over-delivers and under-promises every single step of the way. I want people to work with me because not only am I good, not only am I going to deliver, but I'm going to be a great person to work with. Next, be consistent. Just be consistent. It's no point saying that it's no point me sitting here and saying I'm going to do 20 odd videos a week and then I don't, and 3 weeks go past and I haven't put a video up there. I am working, you wouldn't believe my schedule at the moment if I told you. We're short-staffed in the office. I came back from Penguin. I immediately went and did a gig. Then I stayed up until midnight working on office work that I missed out on, and I had to film a video. Then the next day I had to shoot off and do a motivational talk in London. Then I came back and I was up till 4 a.m. working on office stuff. Now I'm here filming 5 videos. Then I'm going to be doing more office stuff. Then I've got to go to a close-up job in the evening with 4 or 5 other magicians. Then the next day I've got to be up at 7 o'clock because I've got to get a load of stuff ready. Then I've got to go up to Scotland with Ryland and Matt to do an illusion show. Then we've got to come back. I've got to be back by 1 o'clock to do a close-up job in the afternoon, and then I'm going to be up all evening working. I am working my fingers to the bone, and nobody in this industry, absolutely nobody works as hard as me. And I work hard. I still find time to spend time with my family, and I do it because I want to promise and deliver on my promise. I have to be consistent. There's no point me saying I'll do 20 videos a week and I do one. Decide if you're going to create content, if you're going to build a brand, decide how many videos you can do and stick to it. But you have to stick to it because you're only as good as your word. And if you don't have your word, you have nothing. Next, take opportunities. Don't think of the money. Take opportunities all the time. The amount of doors that's open to me because I've done something for free is astronomical. I've got a huge opportunity that's landed at my doorstep that very possibly I'm going to take. It's an opportunity that is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it's going to change things for me and my family considerably, and I'm very possibly going to take that opportunity, and that opportunity has presented itself because of stuff that I've done over the last 4 years for free. The amount of stuff that I've done for free, you know, you will get back what you give. I really believe in that. Call it karma, call it fate, call it whatever you want to, call it the universe looking after you. Whatever it may be, I believe that if you put yourself out there and you work hard, that will come back and return itself to you in spades. And that's what I'm seeing right now. Take opportunities. Take every opportunity you can. Don't worry about the money because ultimately it will pay off in the long run. And finally, work hard. Remember, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. If it was easy, everybody would be sitting here doing a YouTube channel with 22,000 subscribers, releasing hit magic trick after hit magic trick. Why did they not? They don't because most people will not be able to do the level of work that I do on a regular basis. They just won't. I managed to do that because of how hard I work. If it would be easy, everybody would be doing it. If you want to give up, fine. But here's the thing. It's the old analogy. Quitters never win and winners never quit. I cannot quit because honestly, I've invested too much in this. Now, if I decide to shut this thing down at one point in the future, that will be my decision. It'll be because I'm doing something else. But right now, that is not the case. But you know, I know very few people will be able to do what I'm doing here because it is a lot of hard work. But if you want to do what I've done, I've just given you the blueprint. This is the blueprint right now. And also, don't forget, don't listen to the haters. The 2 comments that I read out earlier on, I don't care. They can think what they want to. They can think that I'm the worst person in the world. They can think that I work with the dodgiest people. They can think that I'm a liar and a cheat and a thief and a retard and whatever else those guys said about me. I get far worse on a daily basis because here's the thing. When it's all said and done and when all the dust is settled and when everything has come to pass, I am here being more successful than anybody like that. Any of those 2 guys that send me fake emails, any of those people, any haters that send me messages, while they're busy watching my content and getting worked up by it and sending me dodgy fake emails to try and make me feel bad, I'm just busy being more successful. I'm busy working harder, being more successful, and on their best day, on their absolute best day, when everything is working out for them and the sun shines up their arse, on their very best day, they won't even be able to touch me on my worst. And if they want to feel that the reason I'm successful is because I cheat and I lie and I steal and I bully, let them feel that. Because the truth is, I'm just better. I just am. But if I was wrong, if I wasn't better, then they'd be sitting here and they'd be doing it as well, and they're not. They're too busy watching my videos, getting wound up and sending fake emails, and let them do what they want to do, because honestly, it doesn't wind me up one jot. I'm going to go now because I've had some emails from my wife and I need to get back to them. But I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. 5x5 will be back next week. Tomorrow I'm back with the Magic News. Thank you to everyone that said they love the Magic News. I really appreciate it. I'll see you again soon. Don't forget, join the Netrix. 500 videos and it keeps on growing. I'll see you again soon. Have a great Monday. My name's Craig from Magic TV.